Mga kapatid, kababayan, kaibigan, kumusta kayo po? Ito na naman ang Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Si Nico ito po. And mayroon din tayong mga storya, issues ko that we are going to discuss today. Today is December 8 na tayo, ano? December 8 na tayo. Ilang linggo na lang, ilang araw na lang, tapos Pasko na na. Pasko na po. Pasko na, we are going to celebrate the coming of our Savior Jesus Christ. And of course, today din po. Today is a very significant day para sa mga Katoliko. Katulad ko, mga Roman Catholic believers and mga Kristiyano po who believes kay Mama Mary. Because today, it is a very significant day para sa atin dahil we are remembering ang Mama Mary natin, si Mama Mary, Virgin Mary po. Very significant. This is a day wherein we have to also attend Mass, ang Eucharistic celebration po, for the sake of our Virgin Mary, si Mama Mary, tawag natin. So, sa mga Filipinos, a lot of mga Filipinos, even dito po, we say today is the birthday of Mama Mary, the celebration of Immaculate Conception of Virgin Mary. So, sa Pilipinas, 100% busy, and of course, ang mga believers ng Roman Catholic po will be very busy today attending masses, visiting the Immaculate Conception po, especially dyan po sa Baclaran, no? Ang simbahan dyan po, 100% po, it will be very crowded. I was made to understand from 6 a.m. hanggang hapon yun po, 4:30 po, sunod-sunod ang misa dyan po sa Pilipinas. Dahil today is a very significant day. We are celebrating si Mama Mary, Virgin Mary. And of course, it has been declared dyan po sa Pilipinas, today is a public non-working holiday. If I remember right, it was former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte who declared today po, December 8, as when he was the president, as a public non-working holiday. Kaya nga, today is a non-working public holiday sa Pilipinas. Dito sa amin, sa Sabah, sa Malaysia, sa Kota Kinabalu, very specific, it is non-working holiday. Hindi po, hindi ito holiday dito sa amin. But, of course, we celebrate ang significant day of the Immaculate Conception, si Mama Mary. So, before I will give you some, or let's talk about some issues regarding sa Philippines, especially this warrant of arrest, allegedly, nag-issue now na po, nandoon na sa Pilipinas ang warrant of arrest coming from the ICC, and anytime, this is the rumors that we are hearing since yesterday hanggang today po, that anytime, because of the warrant of arrest or arrest warrant kay Senator Bato de la Rosa, so it will be served to him kung they will be able to locate kung nasaan si Senator Bato de la Rosa. And of course, we'll be touching also another issue regarding itong si Presidente Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, ang issue about the flood control projects, ongoing investigations po, which involves itong corruption cases po, flood control projects, anomalous deals, as well as itong national budget natin, 2026, and I think it will be, this week, either tomorrow or Wednesday, there will be a third reading na po. Once it will be approved sa third reading, ibig sabihin, mag-convene na po ang BICAM meeting, and this time around, it will be publicly aired, for the sake of transparency. And after the BICAM discussion, whatever sabihin natin mga disagreement dyan po sa national budget, dyan po sa Senado, tapos tapos naman ang discussion ng national budget for 2026. Kung may mga problema pa po, then they will discuss it dyan po sa BICAM meeting. After ang BICAM decision, now that document will now be sent to the President, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, for him to study, scrutinize, and if he's happy, agreed with what the House of Representatives and the Senate decided for the 2026 national budget, that is something like 6.7 trillion pesos, no? Then he will sign it. He will sign it as the GAA, General Appropriation Act, no? And then it will be implemented next year. So, anytime this week, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, third hearing na po, and they will pass it, and then it will be forwarded. The document will be forwarded to the President for, as what I said, for further scrutiny, study, scrutiny, and finally, for approval of the President. When he signs it, it means he approves it, and for implementation na po. Okay? So, yon. But before we will discuss these two other issues, since we believe and we are celebrating ang Immaculate Conception of Feast ngayon po, now let me share with you a video po about Mama Mary. Nandito, let's watch and listen this video clip muna. Okay? To start ang programa natin, let's watch and listen to this video clip. This program is dedicated to our Mama Mary, no? Mama Mary. Dito na po. Let's watch and listen to this.
The church rightly, why do Catholics venerate Mary? Because God himself honored her first. When the angel Gabriel greeted her, he said, "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you." Luke 1:28. Elizabeth, filled with the Holy Spirit, cried, "Blessed are you among women." Luke 1:42. Mary herself foretold, "All generations will call me blessed." Luke 1:48. Veneration means giving honor, not worship. Worship belongs only to God and is offered in sacrifice. To Mary we give honor as the Mother of God, chosen by the Father, overshadowed by the Spirit, and the one who bore the Son. The Catechism in paragraph 971 says, "The Church rightly honors the Blessed Virgin with special devotion. Our love for her flows from Christ, for he gave her to us from the cross. Behold your mother." John 19:27. To venerate Mary is to obey Christ's gift and to join heaven in honoring the one who bore our Savior.
Alright, yun po. Ang celebration ng Immaculate Conception na si Mama Mary po today. Today po. May mga Filipinos po, mga believers of the Roman Catholic faith, today, they say that this is the birthday of Virgin Mary, Mama Mary. Some of them, even dito po sa Sabah, some of the Filipinos po will normally celebrate it like birthdays of their immediate family members po. May konting pagkain, celebration po. And I don't know, if I'm not mistaken, ganon din po sa Filipinos. Some Filipino families also celebrate today kay birthday daw ni Mama Mary. There's nothing wrong po. That is our belief. That is our belief po. So, dapat respetuhin natin ang belief. Mary Lou Pentodio and Carlito Felicen. Galing ito si Carlito Felicen sa homecoming sa Zamboanga. Maski umuulan sa Zamboanga po, but he went and attend the class 73, 77 po. And siguro bumalik na siya po sa Cebu. Si Kangkang, we call him Kangkang. So, sana na-enjoy talaga si Carlito Felicen or Kangkang po sa homecoming ng Ateneo de Zamboanga, particularly ang grade school class 73 and high school class 77. Sana na-enjoy si Felicen, si Carlito Felicen or si Kangkang. Alright, so punta na tayo po sa main issue natin. Now, I would like to talk now, a little bit lang ito po, no? About itong rumors left and right na po since a few months ago hanggang kagabi, medyo kumakalat na talaga po, no? Na mayroon na ang lumabas na daw ang warrant of arrest. The warrant of arrest of Senator Bato de la Rosa is now will be released anytime soon po. Anytime soon. And once it will officially be announced, released, coming from the International Criminal Court po, so ang authorities concerned natin po, no? Authorities concerned natin, ang through the Interpol ito, no? Now they're going to serve itong warrant of arrest kay Senator Bato de la Rosa, no? But as of now, as of today, no? And for the past few weeks po, after the recess, dyan po sa All Souls Day hanggang ngayon po, nowhere to be found si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Is it because of the rumors of the warrant of arrest coming from ICC? Or ano po? No? Ang dami na po. There are some talks that they're saying unfair daw because Senator de la Rosa is not attending ang mga Senate sessions, no? Senate sessions po. So, sayang daw ang pera. Ang gobyerno is paying ang sweldo ni Senator de la Rosa. Pero po, remember, ang Senator po wala ng ibang boss. Sila na ang boss po. Diyan po sa Senado. No? Ang mga senador, if they're absent sa session, they don't have to explain, no, kung bakit absent sila sa Senate President. That is not the way po. That is not the way. If you remember, before mayroon din tayong mga senador, they absent din sila po, no? Nag-absent din sila po, but there is no such thing as to penalize them for successive absentees or absences po, no? For absences. So let's see what will happen po, kung totoo ba ito o hindi, no? Let's see, I think this week we will know kung totoo ba ito mga rumors as what si former DOJ, si now Ombudsman Boyeng Remulla saying mayroon na siyang kopya ng warrant of arrest sa phone niya, but it is not yet official kasi it has to come from dyan po sa DOJ. And of course, a copy must be given to the President po, and then let the President decide what is the next step. Whether to enforce, no, serve ang warrant of arrest to a sitting senator. But karamihan, ang mga tao dito po sa Sabah, karamihan, many of the Filipinos in Sabah who are working, residing legally in Sabah po, they are calling Senator de la Rosa not to come out, not to surrender. Because they are afraid, or we are afraid, baka the same thing will happen to him, just like what happened to former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Because the government is now talking about surrendering, surrendering si Bato de la Rosa, which they did it to former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte o si Tatay Digong. But, malaking question niya po, unconstitutional po. Pero mag-question because we have a court functional dito sa Pilipinas po, and dapat po, a warrant should be out from the local court sa Pilipinas po. Then only they can execute ang warrant of arrest. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it po. So, for as long as sana lang po ang gobyerno, ang mga police authorities natin, NBI ba dyan o kung sino, because when they arrested si Tatay Digong, nandyan ang NBI, nandyan ang police, no? And it was a General Nicolas Torre, no, who served ang warrant of arrest kay Tatay Digong. And ang kampo ni Duterte was saying it was a kidnapping, no? But ang kampo naman ng gobyerno is saying it is a surrender. It is a surrender po. Dahil dyan po, lumabas ang Supreme Court po ang policy, po, some policies on how to execute warrant of arrest po so that ang protection ng isang Filipino po will be protected dahil mayroon tayong working court sa Pilipinas po. May mga question dyan, sabi nila, mga those who are against De La Rosa, sabi niya na ngayon may warrant of arrest na or anytime it will be released to the public, announced to the public po. Now is the time for Senator Bato De La Rosa to keep his word when he made earlier statement that he will be facing in the event there will be a warrant of arrest against him. Yes po, I totally agree. I totally agree that Senator Bato De La Rosa po, will come out openly po to accept ang warrant of arrest. Provided po, it will not happen just like what happened to Tatay Digong. For as long as there is no guarantee that the authorities, ang government natin sa Pilipinas po, no guarantee that they will not do the same thing to Tatay Digong po, then ang mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah is advising Senator Bato De La Rosa not to come out, not to surrender po. Not to surrender. Sana sana maglabas na yan warrant of arrest para ang mga lawyers ni Senator Bato De La Rosa can now file a TRO dyan po sa Supreme Court and let the Supreme Court decide whether he can be arrested without respecting ang Constitution or ang law of the land ng Pilipinas po. Ng Pilipinas. But so far, all chismis. Chismis pa lang ito po. But no other than, ang ombudsman ngayon natin po, si Bonjing Remulla, and the former spokesperson of Tatay Digong po, lumabas na sa social media po, na lumabas na daw po ang warrant of arrest kay Senator Bato De La Rosa. Let's see po what will happen. Let's see what will happen po. Again, ang mga Filipinos dito is asking or appealing, suggesting to Senator De La Rosa kung walang mang clear assurance that they will not do the same thing to him, to De La Rosa, as what they did kay Tatay Digong, dapat lang si Senator De La Rosa magtago lang. Magtago lang po. Kasi mahirap na. Mahirap na po. Now, others, dito sa Sabah, mga Filipinos po, others, you cannot blame us if we think this way. Others is, now, we think that baka this is another diversional tactic ng gobyerno. Dahil, grabe na po ang sigaw ng mga Filipinos tungkol sa korupsyon sa Pilipinas. Grabe na po ang sitwasyon sa Pilipinas po, sa ekonomiya natin po. Ang dollar natin against, ang peso natin against US dollar po is 59 plus na po. Ang ekonomiya natin po, baksak na po. Bagsak na. Ang ano ito po, involvement ng mga politicians natin po dito sa flood control project sa corruption po. Grabe na po and pagod na ang mga Filipinos po. We can see recommendation coming from the ICI, ICI po, recommending for criminal charges against people. But the problem is, these are the people, ang sabi natin, mga small fish lang po. What we want to see ang mga masterminds. Mga mastermind po. But promesa lang po. We always hear promises coming from the government. We have seen left and right po ang promesa ng presidente po. Ang promesa ng presidente. Empty promises. No? So, ganito ang sitwasyon. Ang bilihan sa Pilipinas po, grabe. Ha? Essential items natin po, especially ngayon sa Pasko po, grabe po, tumaas ang mga presyo. Ang gulay, ang manok, ang baboy natin po, at marami pa po. Grabe. At dumabas pa ang issue, ang statement ng DTI na yung 500 pesos pwede na yun po para sa Noche Buena sa mga Filipinos po. Which the Filipinos took it as a very, very big insult. So siguro, to avoid all these things, divert na naman po, put out ng issue na naman ng warrant of arrest ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. See? Sa corruption, mention na po. Balik-balik na ang mention ng pangalan. Pangalan ng presidente, pangalan ng first lady, pangalan ng anak ng presidente, si Representative Sandro Marcos, pangalan ng mga cabinet secretaries, pangalan ng mga senador, pangalan ng mga congressman, pangalan ng mga government officials po, at ang contractors. But, kulang ang action coming from the government. Kaya nga galit na galit ang mga Filipino. So, yun po ang issue ni Senator Bato de la Rosa tungkol sa warrant of arrest. Again, ang mga Filipinos dito po sa Sabah, we are suggesting si Senator Bato de la Rosa not to come out. Not to come out. Kung walang assurance po that he will not be a victim again, no? Kagaya what happened kay Tatay Digong last March 12, if I'm not mistaken, wherein he was arrested and immediately within that day, sent back and handed over si Tatay Digong sa kustodiya ng International Criminal Court dyan po sa Netherlands, The Hague. And until now po, nandun pa rin si Tatay Digong under the custody of the International Criminal Court, awaiting for his trial. Ang kaso niya po is crime against humanity. And yun po ang kaso ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. Senator de la Rosa. That is the issue ngayon po. Kayo, mga Filipinos dyan sa Pilipinas, mga kababayan, kaibigan, kapatid ko po, mga overseas Filipino workers po, do you think ganon-ganon na lang ba si Senator Bato de la Rosa? Maglabas na siya po kasi may warrant of arrest or arrest warrant coming from ICC and asking the help from Interpol dyan po sa Pilipinas po to serve ang warrant of arrest. They did it once, but let us not allow same thing will happen to another Filipino po. Huwag na natin kalimutan na natin yung po ang posisyon nila. Former president ba or sitting senator. Ano na lang tayo po? Isang Filipino din sila po. And we have law in the Philippines. And it should be respected. It should be respected. So, ganon yan po. Okay. The third issue that I'm going to touch is tungkol Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. Maraming po nagsigaw. It is very difficult already to trust si President Ferdinand Marcos unless he will do very concrete thing. No? What he's doing now, trying to sabihin natin, show to the public that he's doing his work. He's trying to solve ang corruption anomalies dyan po sa Pilipinas by putting up itong ICI, investigation lang po sa Senado, and making sure na wala daw Christmas ang mga involved sa corruption, sa flood control projects po, no? Ang mga Filipinos po, we are not happy. We are not, sabi natin, kulang ang gawa ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. What we want to see is talagang action po. What we want to see is go and get si Saldico. Go and get kung talagang involved na talaga si Martin Romualdez, the former speaker. Then make sure that arrest him. Issue warrant of arrest. O kung involved din ang sabihin natin si First Lady, in collaboration with the Bureau of Customs, mga anomalya po, ang COA, ang COA chief po. Pero wala po, wala. Nothing is happening there. No? Si Bernardo, ang dami pa po, wala. Walang kaso. Some already left the Philippines. Escape na po. Hindi talaga pwede po, no? We want to see them behind bars. Mayroon silang mga nag-return ang pera, 120 million pesos cash money from sino ba ito? Si Henry Alcantara. Peanuts lang yan po because they stole ang pera ng bayan po by the billions. What is 110 million pesos? Ibig sabihin, mayroon pala talaga siya ng cash pa po. When he was brought sa investigation ng Blue Ribbon Committee, even sa ICI, no? It only shows na mayroon siyang mga pera na tago po. But from the very beginning, he did not say. But since he's applying for state protection program, yun na po. Pakita niya that I am serious and I am returning back itong 110 million pesos. Okay na ba yun? You think the Filipinos will be happy with that? No? You stole daming pera sa amin and you are returning to us peanuts. Hindi yan pwede po. Hindi pwede yan po. Okay. Ang question ngayon ng mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah is that, can we trust the President, especially when he's giving itong mga empty promises? I'll give you some examples po. Video clip examples po. Wherein he lied. He lied po. Repeated lies. Repeated lies po. Ang una-una, I'm going to share with you. Siguro mayroon ako dito dalawang video clip po. And kayo na bahala ang opinion ninyo po. I just want to share with you itong video clip. Una-una, saan ito po? Tungkol sa flood control projects po. No? Tungkol sa flood control projects. Let's watch and listen to this po.
Maraming nagsasabi, nababasa ko sa dyaryo, nababasa ko, naririnig ko sa radyo, television, nasaan ang mga flood control? Nandyan ang mga flood control, na-overwhelm lang. A few moments later, I'm getting very angry. This is what's happening here. Paano naman wala talaga, 220 meters, 55 billion, completed ang record ng public works. At kahit walang ginawa, kahit isang araw hindi nagtrabaho, wala kang makita, puntahan ninyo, wala kayong makita kahit na ano. Flashback. Ngayon, sa pagpihit ng panahon, ang hagupit ng La Nina at mga matinding pag-ulan naman ang ating binabantayan at pinaghahandaan. Mahigit 5,500 flood control project ang natapos na at marami pang iba ang kasalukuyang ginagawa sa buong bansa.
Alright, yan po. Do you remember those statement made by President Bongbong Marcos during the SONA? That was, I think, last July, no? Wherein he said, kailan ba yun? One of the SONAs po, wherein he said, Mayroon po, tapos na po. We completed, meron tayong a total of 5,500 flood control projects po. Yon ang achievements niya po during that zona. No? Sabi niya, 5,500, naghambog na siya po, 5,500 po. But after 1 or 2 days or even 3 days, dumating na po ang typhoon. Yung dumating ang typhoon po, dyan nakita. Flooded ang Manila. Flooded and other areas. Wherein, kung sana totoo lang ito pong 5,500 completed flood control projects po, it will not happen ang flash flood sa Manila. So, Mother Nature showed to us na ang claim ni BBM of 5,500 flood control projects completed po is not true. No? It's not true. Kuminsan, thanks to our Mother Nature po. And doon po nag-open ang eyes ang mga Filipinos po. Doon nag-umpisa po itong flood control projects issue. Hindi yun po nag-umpisa yon last July. Yun sabi na nag-expose daw si BBM nag-expose itong corruption po. Na dahil dyan po, he's the one who exposed it. No? Kung may kasalanan siya o involved siya sa corruption po, hindi na daw dapat siya mag-expose. Kalukuhan yan po. Nag-umpisa yun po, yun sa 5,500 completed flash control project po. Doon nag-umpisa ang issue. Hindi yon bago lang. Yun, the resident na zona niya, wherein he said, mahiya kayo. And palakpak ang mga congressmen without knowing na dapat sila ang mahiya. Kayong lahat mahiya po. Kasi involved kayo po. So it's not true when Marcos says na he's the one who exposed it. Nag-expose itong problema ng flood control projects natin po si Mother Nature. When that time, si Marcos, BBM, bragged that there are a total of 5,500 completed flood control projects po. And you can see also po when he said sa video clip, sabi niya po, ano bang sinabi niya? Earlier statement po. Nandyan ang mga flood control projects. Nandyan. Ibig sabihin, he's very confident na mayroon flood control projects. Natapos po. And then, after that, sabi niya, galit na galit siya po dahil ano nangyari sa flood control projects? Wala. Wala. Sabi niya, ghost projects lahat. You just imagine, ibig sabihin, he was sleeping before and then, bago lang siya nagising. Wala palang flood control project. After coming out to the public, saying to the public na mayroon, and then sabi niya, the next time is, sabi niya wala. Ano ba ito? Fake news ba ito? Are you lying to us? Are you cheating to us? Hindi sa pera po. Sa sa mga statements mo. Are you cheating us? Trying to confuse us with lies? One moment you say mayroon, the other moment you say wala. Lahat ghost projects. Yan po ang example. Now, you cannot blame mga Filipinos if you say, yeah, we cannot believe you anymore. Ang dami pa po mga promises ni BBM. That's why you cannot blame ang mga Filipinos if we say, we don't trust you. Ang rate mo, trust rating mo now is 21%, which is the lowest. There's another one. I will share with you po. Isa pa po. Tungkol sa edukasyon ni BBM.
And it was discovered that he lied, that he graduated from Bristol or Oxford. Ano po yung binigay sa inyo?
Ferdinand Marcos has completed a BA degree in social science.
Is it a BA degree, sir? Nakita ko doon na ang sinulat ng Oxford is...
We can confirm that a Ferdinand Marcos matriculated at the University of Oxford in 1975 to read for a BA in philosophy and economics. According to our records, he did not complete his degree, but was awarded a special diploma in social studies in 1978.
Nagpalit ako ng kurso. Sabi ko, politics, philosophy, and economics yan. Sabi ko, ang bagsak naman ito lagi, politics yan. Pero is a special diploma and a degree the same?
Well, I don't. I suppose there are differences.
And it was discovered that he lied, that he graduated from Princeton or
Yun po. It was discovered that he lied. Another example of lying po. Another example of lying po is, remember during the rally po, wherein si Super Ate said, ito ang problema ng kapatid ko. He promised several times to his own sister na maghinto na siya po ang bad habits niya. Pero wala nangyari po. He lied to her own sister, to the family members, according to Senator Amy Marcos. Ang dami po mga promesa. He promised sa atin, he will return ang 60 billion pesos ng PhilHealth. Pero hanggang ngayon wala pa po. Until to the point na lumabas ng desisyon, bago lang lumabas ang posisyon, desisyon ng Supreme Court, asking them to return back itong pera ng PhilHealth amounting to 60 billion pesos. But earlier, he keep on saying, I am ordering ang finance, treasury, government treasury ba or ang finance ba to return ba kasi nakuha nila yung pera sa PhilHealth. 89 billion pero nakuha na sila una ng 60 billion po. And this money, nakuha nila po to be used sa program projects nila po. So, may nag-ingay na po and complain na sa Supreme Court, and ang Supreme Court po, when mainit ang issue po, sabi ni BBM, I already ordered to return back ang 60 billion pesos sa PhilHealth. Pero wala na nangyari po, promesa lang. And ngayon, nandyan na naman, promise na naman sila, we will comply with the order coming from the Supreme Court that we will return ang 60 billion pesos. Promesa, empty promises is another lie. Yet they keep on also blaming other people na ang problema sa Pilipinas is fake news. Kaya nga tulungan nyo kami, is calling the public to help them, no? Stop this fake news. Sino ba nakumpisa ang fake news? Disinformation. Kayo po, mga viewers ko po, think about it. Kung what I'm saying here po, totoo o hindi. But this is what is happening sa Pilipinas. And this is the reason why galit na galit ang mga Pilipino hanggang ngayon po. So siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Once again, si Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Ingat lang tayo. Ingat lang tayo. And let us continue to observe, monitor ang mga galaw ng Marcos administration po. Again, advance Merry Christmas to each and every one of us. Ingat and take care of yourself. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. Godspeed. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye and I love you.